Okay, this morning we're going to talk about setting up a power supply for gas tungsten arc welding on steel. There's a few things we need to remember. The number one thing is we're going to make sure that our power is set on DC electrode negative. That's very important for steel. The next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to make sure that our AC balance is set to 0. Since we're using DC electrode negative, the AC balance does not affect us. The other thing we want to do is make sure that the pulse frequency is turned off. We're not going to be using any pulse frequency on this process. Then we want to go over and we want to look at our pulse flow. Now, our pulse flow is rated in seconds. Should be about 10 seconds for a 332 tungsten electrode. The next thing we're going to want to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to turn on the power. Now when we turn on the power, right here, we're going to make sure, we're going to want to look at our amperage, and we want to make sure that it's about 80 to 85 is enough for this process. Now once we have our machine set up, there's two more things that we need to do before we can assemble our torch, and that is we need to go ahead and make sure the water cooler is turned on. The water cooler switch is here. When we turn on the switch, notice the wheel starts spinning. That tells us that there's enough fluid in the system to cool it. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead, we want to look inside the booth, and we want to look at our argon line, which is marked with the green. When we go down and look at the valve on it, and we just need to go ahead and open that valve to where it's in line with the manifold. Now that we have those preset conditions done, we can go ahead and install the consumables in the TIG welding torch.